If you've been searching for the perfect Denver neighborhood, this video today is a must watch. It's all about the Montclair neighborhood, and I'm not just talking about the neighborhood today, I'm actually taking you on a full in-depth tour of a luxury home over $2 million that is one of my favorites in all of Denver, and I'm giving you guys the behind the scenes access to check this place out. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited to share it with you, and you know what? Let's go ahead and just go right there right now. All right, so super excited to take you guys inside this 2021 fully renovated home in the Montclair neighborhood. It is one of the most unique, just really spectacular homes that I've seen recently in this side of Denver. And I'm gonna take you guys through the entire home on a full video walkthrough tour. But before we get started, the reason I love this Montclair neighborhood, specifically where this home is located, it's only about a block off of a really quiet private park called Kittredge Park, but also really convenient, very close to all that's going on in the Stapleton neighborhood where the old airport used to be. Now it's completely renovated into lots of beautiful homes as well as shopping. This home truly does have it all. So let's go in and take a look. So right off the bat, when you walk in this house, you are presented with this dramatic two-story foyer that you walk into. This entry is beautiful. There's a wraparound staircase, and to the left, a really modern, light and bright office space that looks out to the front of the house. I love it when they put the offices in the front of the home just to give the ability to kind of keep an eye on things as you're working throughout the day. So I'm gonna show you guys all this first part of the home when you walk in now. Check this out. I don't know about you guys, but that is quite the impressive entry. And as soon as you walk past there, you've got the formal dining room, the kitchen, just everything all on one level in a very open floor plan, which is so popular these days. This is a great home, I can tell right off the bat, just for entertaining, and I'm sure lots of great stories over the years have been made here in just all this different, unique, entertaining spaces. So a few things that I noticed right off the bat when I'm walking through this beautiful home. First off is how many fireplaces there are. There's actually 5 throughout the home, including one outside. And I also love the exposed beams throughout this entire main level. So as you look above me, you can see that they have the exposed beams and they're painted in a different color to really create that accent and just focal point. It also makes the ceiling have a lot more character and feel a lot more custom. Something that's pretty unique, but also I think goes so far when it comes to just the elevated level of luxury that this home just puts off just because of these little touches like that. I love it. Then another thing I'd like to point out is how this home was older, but they did this full renovation in 2021. And one thing that I think is really cool is how they've still left aspects of the home. For example, this exposed brick that they're using as their backsplash in the kitchen. So instead of replacing this with maybe a subway tile that looks somewhat similar, they're maintaining some of the elements of the original home that just give this extra dimension, this extra level of diversity, just this texture that exists with these different materials that I think is very tastefully done in this home. It's a very modern design with the renovation. However, it still has some of these classic aspects just subtly visible throughout the home. Now, I know that a garage might not be the most exciting thing to show you guys here, but the reason I wanted to still come in here and show you is because with a lot of homes in the neighborhoods surrounding Denver, including Montclair here, a lot of the homes are bungalows, meaning that they were built close to 100 years ago in some cases at this point. And oftentimes they have detached garages, meaning that when you get up in the morning and you're getting ready to go to work or maybe go to the gym really early in the morning, you're gonna have to go outside between your house and your garage. And let's face it, it's starting to get cold out. The winter months, that's just not that enjoyable. So it's very, very rare, but also a huge premium to find homes that have an attached garage like this one does, meaning that it's attached to the rest of the home. So something to definitely keep your eye out and look for when looking at homes, but also something that definitely adds a lot of value and makes your home a little bit more desirable. So really love to see that anytime I can for any of my clients with that attached garage. So before I take you guys upstairs and show you that side of the house, I also want to take you on a quick video tour outside to show you how great this outdoor-indoor balanced living space is. One of the things that I love and I always look for in homes for any of my clients is when you're on grade, meaning that you can walk straight out from your main living area to the outdoors without going up or down any steps. And this is something that might not seem like that big of a deal, but especially anybody that might have some restrictions with mobility, maybe older clients that are looking to buy a home, or really for anybody for that matter. I just think it adds such a higher level of class when you just walk straight out, and it creates this seamless space where you're indoors and outdoors. And they've done a great job on this home because you have these beautiful sliding doors that really do open up the space even more. So let me show you guys this outdoor space really quick. It also has a $25,000 hot tub, solar on the roof, and just a very private setting back here, which is kind of rare to find, especially in the Montclair neighborhood where lots are a little bit tighter and you typically don't have a big backyard like this. So really cool, excited to share it for you. So really nice backyard. Again, my favorite aspect of it is just how seamless it blends with the interior of the home and how you do have that private area for the hot tub and that fifth fireplace. Just a nice entertaining area among many others throughout this house. So really cool. Now let's check out the rest of the home. So I just showed you guys this massive walk-in pantry, which obviously is great to have in any home, but especially a home of this size where you can tell there's a lot of entertaining being done. Nice to see not only it having this full walk-in pantry, but then also the butler's pantry that we walked through earlier. It's basically that area in between the formal dining room and the kitchen. And then also a really very tastefully done full powder room here that's a significantly larger than most powder rooms. I love the just little details they've done in this room when it comes to the walls, the light fixtures, the tile floor, just everything from top to bottom. Very, very nicely done. All right, so obviously got some exciting things to show you in the lower level of the house, but first wanted to take you upstairs. As I'm walking upstairs, this dramatic, massive stairway has, two-story foyer, very, very impressive. Just something that you notice right when you walk in. I love the modern light fixtures, and just overall, I think it's just such a nice way to enter the home. Just has this elevated experience from the first step going through the front door. I love from the first bedroom that you come into upstairs how tall the ceilings are. So vaulted ceilings on the entire upper level, not only that full primary suite, but also 2 additional bedrooms. So maybe, for example, a family that has a couple young kiddos, really good layout for a scenario like that. And I love how the laundry room is on this upper level, closer to just all of the clothes and everything that's happening. So it makes it a little bit more convenient and something that you're finding a lot more common in any newer renovations or new build homes here in Denver, Colorado. I love how every room, even the laundry room, has different colors, different textures. Even a room like a mud room or a laundry room, in this case upstairs, still has this elevated feel, which I think is just very tastefully done and definitely a higher quality of finish from start to finish. And if you maybe don't have a couple kiddos, these upstairs bedrooms would also make for other great secondary office for a second office, both people are working, or also even the potential for a little fitness center. It's an area to have close to your primary suite to do other fun activities like working out or work, whatever it may be. As you can see, we got a lot of natural light coming in this primary suite. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning right now, and just what a great way to wake up, just having so much natural light coming into the bedroom. And then another thing that I'll point out is I love all of the plantation shutters. This is something that you will find in a fair amount of homes out here in Colorado. In fact, I have it at my house as well. And it is just this, nice little touch, something a little bit extra. You can have 2.5 or even 3-inch plantation shutters, the width or the depth of the shutter. And you have the ability to really allow as much or as little light in as you'd like. And it's just very functional, but also adds this other element of, I think, just quality and just comfort. It just feels a little bit more homely, in my opinion. So I love that they have that here. And also, as I'm standing here in the primary bath, just loving how unique this shower is. Check that out. And you have your own separate tub, so it's a full 5-piece bath, and you even have a fireplace. Very, very nice. One last thing I'll point out before taking you guys downstairs, just again, unique elements in every room of the house, and they're all a little bit different just to give this elevated experience. From every room you go into, there's something different just to notice and appreciate. And in this room, the primary suite, I love the textured wallpaper on a few of these walls. It's not on every wall, but it has this a little bit of contrast between, a wall like this with the wallpaper, but then you also have some tongue and groove, which has its unique elements as well. So just no standard, typical, just sheetrocked, plain Jane walls. Everything has this customization to it, which I think goes so far, especially when you're in a home that's above that $1.5 million price point. So again, just another thing that I'm really impressed with on this house. All right, so now I want to take you to actually probably my favorite part of this entire house, which is the lower level, the basement. It doesn't feel like a basement though. We're talking full wet bar, theater. There's even a hidden little room that I'm going to show you guys in a minute. Just awesome, very custom, very high end, and also just creative. So just a unique home that I'm excited to share with you guys. So first up, as I go down these stairs, it's no tiny little, stairwell that's closed off. It's open, it's bright. Another reason why it doesn't feel like you're going into a basement, just feels like an additional level of the home. So as I come down the stairs, you do have a full bedroom down here with not only a bathroom, but a spa-like bathroom that is, a next level experience for any guests that are staying down on this lower level. Very private and just very opulent. So as you can tell, this basement is not your average basement. Lots of very high-end custom finishes. And the first thing that I notice when I come down here is this quartz countertop in the wet bar. And it's not your typical just countertop. It's what we call a waterfall, meaning that it's not just on the upper surface, but it goes around to the side. Just another nice little touch that is one of my favorites. I just love seeing this type of wet bar. I love the veins within it. Just very, very high-end and classic. You also actually have 2 beverage centers, another unique element, meaning that this backsplash is different from anywhere else that I've seen in the house. Every room in this place is creative and a little bit different, which is really just a nice breath of fresh air because you don't see that often. And you can tell that the owners have really gone that extra level to really make this home an experience from the front door all the way to the back. Not maybe the most exciting room in the house, but just want to also point out how much storage this place has. I love rooms like this where you just have extra little nooks and crannies to keep all your Christmas decorations and just stuff that needs to go somewhere out of sight and out of mind. So really nice to see that. And this additional massive space here that you could have a game table, a whole second area here outside of the theater and the wet bar. So very, very nice. All right, so as you guys can see, from top to bottom, this house is incredible. the listing agent, all the info to find this home online. And if you guys need somebody to show it to you, I would love the opportunity to do so. But before we close this one out, I would love just to share with you guys a few pros and cons of this Montclair neighborhood and why a lot of people love this area, as well as maybe a few reasons that it might not be the best fit for you. But overall, I love this part of town, so I'm excited to share with you guys a few of these. So right off the bat, for me, one of the biggest pros is its location. You're so close to a lot of the best aspects of Denver living. You got Cherry Creek within about a 10-minute drive. You're very close to Stapleton, which is that newer development that I've talked about. Lots of stuff going on over there and a lot more continuing to be built. And if you guys are music fans or you like soccer, Dick's Sporting Goods is only about 5 to 7 minutes from here. Seen some great concerts at that venue. Saw Rufus Du Sol, one of my favorite bands, this summer. I saw Guns N' Roses there last year. Lots of good music there, and the Colorado Rapids are a great soccer team that plays there as well. When you look for homes in this Montclair neighborhood, you're definitely going to find tree-lined streets, lots of very mature trees. Definitely a very good mix of homes. This is one of the nicer homes for sure in Montclair, but you'll find quite a few others that are well above $1 million, and lots of times even on double lots, meaning that they have a little bit more acreage, maybe a half acre instead of a quarter acre as an example, and the ability to have an attached instead of detached garage. And if you guys are maybe a family and you're curious about the school districts and just what's going on that front, as always, check out niche.com. But this is actually located in Denver Central East. So you would feed into East High School, or in some cases, George Washington. And just one last pro or reason why I love this Montclair neighborhood is its accessibility to some really nice parks. And one of those being Kittredge Park, which is literally a block away from here. You'll see it in some of the drone footage I'm adding to this video. So you just have a lot of open space and parks close by, so you can still get your fix and enjoy being outside, which is why hopefully a lot of us, including myself, continue to live here in Denver. So lots of that available right out your back door when you're living here in Montclair. But a few cons or reasons why maybe this would not be your top pick. And the first one would just be the style of home. So if you do have somewhat of a limited budget, or you're just trying to keep below a certain price point, if you're looking for homes that are really updated and newer, kind of similar maybe to the home I'm showing you right now, you can find them in Montclair, but they might have a little bit steeper of a price tag. And some of that comes down to just its proximity to Cherry Creek and a few other very popular neighborhoods that demand a pretty high price tag. But despite some of the homes being a little bit higher priced, I'm going to push back and say if you do have a little bit of experience, or maybe just want to try it out with some sweat equity, maybe some of the work yourself, a few projects just to add value and add equity to your home, you do have the ability in Montclair to find some of these older homes that haven't yet been fixed up and do it yourself. You know, get in on a lower price point, and maybe over the next couple years, do some of the work yourself and maybe save up money and do projects as they come along. And maybe 5 years later, you've got this beautiful renovated, updated home where you can have a lot of equity and be able to sell that and then move into your next home. So that's a really popular technique that a lot of people do out here in Denver, and plenty of opportunities in the Montclair neighborhood to do just that. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this full video tour today with me. Really enjoyed showing it to you. As you can tell, this home is beautiful, and I really liked showing it to you. If you guys have any questions at all, again, feel free to reach out. And if you'd like more info on this specific home, all that info is down below for the listing agent and all of the details. I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week on a brand new episode of Living in Denver. I'll see you then. Bye.